take advantage of a lovely pre-season with the squad together?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's nice to have the group there from day one together. This is the first bit. But also the continuity from last season is great. So essentially we had our team picked in June. So I had one spot, possibly two spots to fill from June onwards. So it's a pretty unique position for us to be in, and I think that's put us in good stead.
You think Corey Wendell could finish right at the top end on that?
Well, I mean, we've got to address the away form first. I think if we do that, we're a finals team. So to answer your question, yes.
How hard is it to sort of measure the continuity aspect and element of the relationships, not having to go through the change room and the locker rooms turning over? How hard is it to measure that?
I think it's easy to measure. You can see the tangible elements there, particularly when new players arrive. They know that they're walking into something that already pre-exists. I think sometimes when you've got mass changes, it's like little ecosystems within an ecosystem that you've got to address. So I think this time around we've got something that exists, and then it's more tangible to see what we want to achieve out of that.
And the away form that you spoke of, you say we need to address it. How do you address it? Have you been able to put your finger on it? Is it away from home, the comfort of the confines here, the normalities, or what is it? What would sort of come to your mind?
I think if I had to throw something at a dartboard, I'd say it's a mentality. I think it's always been just accepted that it's a difficult thing, but the reality is that we've got to fight for points away as much as we do at home. So we have to address that. I think that the key part that we've looked to address is to have more options to pick from. So then we can manage players' loads a little bit better and maybe have a bit more of a rotation for different games. I know that's like we're only playing one game a week, but given the travel that the players go through, it's probably an important step for us.
So that mentality, the shift in that, probably going to be hard to see that until you're actually doing it and trying to execute it.
We get a good chance on the 31st of October. I think that's as good a chance as any to set the tone. So we're looking forward to that. I think we addressed a few things with training, and so we were previously doing train and travel. So we changed it the latter end of the season where we trained the night before and then just travelled fresh. So we're going to stick with that to start with, and hopefully that gives us a good outcome.
Obviously, Megan and Matt are both rehabbing torn ACLs. The timelines look like they might be back towards the back end of the year. What's their timelines like?
Well, there's all different timelines thrown out. Everyone wants to set the record with ACL returns these days, but I think they're looking at, February, March is the chat, but there's a long way to go. They've got to sort of stick to the process there and make sure that they do their rehab properly, and then obviously they've got to get back into the football element, and then obviously be competitive to be selected as well. So there's a lot of things there. There's a lot of water under the bridge yet for that one.
Those two ACLs are obviously, front and foremost, but are there any other injury concerns at this early stage? Because you needed a lot of injury replacements last season. Have you got anything that's going into the season at the moment that you're concerned about?
We have, Georgia just picked up a hamstring from, she had the 23s Matildas thing and then went into MPL and did a grade 1 hamstring. So she's still coming back from that, but I think she's on track for round 1, so that's good. Wainwright had a groin, tweaked a groin at training, so she's working through that. Then obviously we've got the two girls with the ACLs. Then you always get little bits and pieces. There's a couple that we needed to deload and then reload, but overall pretty good. And then hopefully with the fact that we feel like we've got two players for every position this season, I think we should be in good stead there.
And you talked about the away form, but the home form last season was the key for your success that you did have. What does it mean to have that support sitting on the sideline, spitting chips, so to speak, at the opposition players? How does that lift your players?
I think the Wellington games last season probably summarised that. So when we went to Wellington, we copped an absolute barrage. And then when they came to us, I remember speaking to Paul Temple afterwards, and he was explaining to me how difficult it was for them to manage the time zone differences and the kick-off times and what time it was in Wellington at the time of the kick-off and all those sorts of things. So we've got to capitalise on that. But I think teams are getting smarter with that. There's a couple of teams I think managed it very well last year. I think Melbourne City managed it very well, and Central Coast managed it very well. So we've also got to be on guard that that's not just a given. It's something we've really got to capitalise on. But we love Sam Kerr. It's a great ground. It's got a nice tight atmosphere, and hopefully it yields the same outcomes.